For Afeni, for Fife, and Giovanna, and Jokisha, for Jesus, for Infinite, for Prince, for Terrence C. Taylor, and Nyla, and Tristan, and Jasmine, for Kaleidoscope, and Brent, for my friend Valencia, who was escorted from the courtroom as she reached for her husband after sentencing. She watched in horror as they carted him away for a 3,650-day cage stay that day. A white male with 3 prior violent convictions who was convicted of the same exact crime received 10% of the time, and even those 365 days will not be served in a cage. He got probation. This nation does not deserve my poetry. But Valencia's husband does. May it envelop him like a warm hug. May every letter band-aid the severed humanity of his existence. May love travel the distance to deliver these kisses of mourning, so that his mornings are not plagued with thoughts of whether or not his autistic daughter has forgot that daddy loves her. May this poem communicate daddy loves her. May this poem commemorate the day I decided that it's okay that I'm not okay. I'm disgusted myself the way I've carried on with business after Lil Rob's little brother was pulled from a ditch and the police referred to him as the suspect instead of tyrants on the news. May this poem commemorate the day I took a break from coordinated obligations to be patient with myself. May this poem be considerate of my health. May it be the moment I need to escape, take it all in, fall apart and build again. May this poem be the crumpled piece of paper in the pocket of Francis Scott Key as he watched his country burn from the belly of an enemy ship. May this poem be a legendary gift. May it anthem a story of glory and triumph when I fall silent, listless with trauma and depression. May this poem be the progression of my healing and the restoration of my voice. May it be the noise that awakens my restless spirit. May I hear it enough to memorize, because most days as of late I've been off page. My psyche's self-preservation has presented its interpretation of current events with a side of Novocaine. I am not the same brand of sensitive I once was. I am out of touch with instinctive reactionary behavior. I'm afraid my human nature is evolving. New adaptations falling short of empathetic capabilities as a means to survive the news feeds, the timelines, the bodies, the absence of justice. As the very presence of terror, I am being terrorized into numbness, and numbness is why I stopped drinking in the first place. I wanted to get my emotions straight. I wanted my feelings back, and yet I still lack the emotional aptitude to react to the current state of the union. Because I am a leader, I am often ashamed to admit that. May this poem admit that. May this poem be my humility. May it be painfully honest. One of my Mwaza sent me a text the day a man was lynched in Piedmont Park. Dear heart asked me, why does everything suck? The only answer I could muster up was because we're black. I do not recall the exact time the hope fled from my eyes, salty and wet, slapping my cheeks with peaceful protests and violent deaths, marches, and stand your ground assassinations, vigils, and acquittals of officials salaried with taxpayers' debt who took an oath to serve and protect, and yet over 561 unarmed Americans dead at the hand of law enforcement this year. My tears have deserted me and dried. There once was a time I cried at the thought of Tamir Rice and his sonless mother. My hands used to hover over the darkness and my belly. The memory of my empty stomach would plummet me to abysmal grief. I think of the abortion I had at 19. And I call myself a hypocrite. Another black boy toyed to death by those who play God for fun or fear. I have nightmares about these 13 years I did not spend raising a kid in this world, while early graves are flower beds that lay to rest the headstones of young bones of strange fruit plucked from its mother's incompetent arms. We are unable to keep our children from harm or death or prison or poison. May this poem be more than an admission of my guilt. May this poem be a remission of my baggage. I've been run ragged by the brunt. I am so broken and defunct. I wish it was just a funk or a bad mood, but I feel bruised and damaged and lifeless. I feel nothing. I lost my nerve. I need something to matter. May this poem shatter my post-traumatic stress. May it allow me to decompress and release. May it allow my black life to matter at very least, to me. Peace and blessings, dear hearts. My newest project, Secrets of My Eye, is available on Amazon.com. Please order your copy today. It's a tale of the 42 affirmations of my eye, from which all of the laws of morality that we currently abide by were taken, and it's my spin on it. My 42 poem interpretation. I pray that it reaches you and inspires you in some way. Love and light. Bedtime.
Tell you if tomorrow's skies would be blue, besides I'm nearsighted. Driving at night, I'm still trying to get my license back, but anywho, I say all that to say my mama ain't raised no fool, nigga. I can see the God in you. Nah, this isn't me being romantic or a poetic way of saying that you're beautiful. This is